So I was diagnosed in 2017 as having multiple sclerosis. So that's a central nervous system degenerative disease. It's caused by the immune system attacking the myelin sheath which surrounds the nerve cell. And the idea with my treatment is that we try and stop the immune system from causing the damage. So my role is a very technical role. I'm working as assistant financial accountant, and I'm currently working on my postgraduate qualification as a chartered accountant. So I'm a provisional chartered accountant at the moment. I think what's very enjoyable about my role is that it's it speaks to me personally. So I'm a very cerebral-tonic person. I'm the sort of person which enjoys thinking a lot. So dedicating myself to think about my role and how I can contribute in my own unique way is very beneficial to me. I'm looking for employers which show a great deal of incompetence in people with disabilities. So I'm looking for progressive organisations which show and demonstrate through their behaviours, not just their words, that they are accepting and safe place for people with disabilities to work. A truly inclusive workplace understands that each employee is their own individual person, and each person has their own barriers that they need to overcome to do their best work. And also they have their own unique ways of contributing to an organisation, which can be very, very beneficial. I actually don't have any registered workplace adjustments. What I do have is a bit of an understanding with my manager. She understands that my condition, my fatigue sort of comes up and goes at different times. And so what it looks like for me is sometimes I might work a little bit later in the evening, but also might start a little bit later in the morning as well. So just having some flexibility on time when I do my tasks, so long as all my tasks are delivered, it's no problem for us in our team. So I think that's a great thing to have in the workplace. Yeah, so this is a discussion where we've done some anonymous surveys, right, of employees and organisations, and we're getting anonymous answers are saying about 14% of us admit to having a disability, but in my HR it's only about 2 to 3% or so. Oh. I am one of the employees that have checked that box. The reason being is not so much that it benefits me in particular, but it benefits the entire organisation. The more we can demonstrate that we have employees with these conditions, disabilities, and that we are very dedicated supporting employees through this, the more we can learn from the employees' feedback, and the more we can do a better job of supporting each other. I have shared my story before of having a negative experience with an employer. Shortly after I was diagnosed, I was met with a little bit of resistance from them, sort of saying, well, can you do the job? Are you still capable? And the answer was yes, but I noticed a lot of barriers at the time. So I believe the reason why people don't voluntarily disclose is a sense of fear because of that. Because I've had a negative experience myself, that sort of made me a bit trepidatious of sharing my own stories in case I am sort of discriminated against in the future. And of course, there's plenty of employees which haven't had those positive experiences, those positive stories, to feel confident to come forward and say that I still have a disability and that doesn't prevent me from being the best employee that I can be. So DAWN stands for Disability Ability Wellness Network. It's Life Without Barriers Disability Employee Network, run by people with disabilities for people with disabilities. And their carers as well. So anyone with experience can join the Disability Ability Wellness Network, or people without that just want to sort of contribute and become a better ally for people with disabilities. I absolutely am a part of the DAWN committee. I'm the co-chair of the committee as well with Emily Reaper. I've been involved in the role for about 6 months to a year or so now. And I'm looking forward to continuing that role into next year. This year I got to go down to Melbourne for the Australian Network of Disabilities Conference. So I got to meet a lot of the different staff members from the Disability Ability Wellness Collective, as well as a whole bunch of employees from different organisations across the state. I got to have lots of candid discussions regarding disability inclusion in the workplace in the 21st century and what our workplaces are doing at the moment to sort of improve that. It's very, very encouraging. At the conference, at the Disabilities Conference in Melbourne this year, one of the presenters was a board director, and she discussed that an organisation without input from employees with disabilities is flying a little bit blind in regards to offering services in this space. So that makes me very hopeful for the future as well. By having employees with disabilities represented on the board, we'll be able to influence policies and be able to have a much stronger inclusion in the future. I'm definitely excited about the implementation side of this. So we've got 66, I believe it was, individual actions in the AIEP, which provides a lot of accountability for the plan. So I feel like we've got a really good strategy and implementation of that strategy for the next 2 years or so. So we've got some very ambitious goals as part of Strategy 2025, and I feel like we're going to meet them. You know, this entire AIEP and the opening of the new Hunter Street office, this new, very accessible building, has been a combination of a huge effort from a lot of very skilled people. So it's not, these things don't just happen. These things happen through the efforts of a lot of people communicating, talking, and working together to bridge these gaps in accessibility. We're not done yet, we've got a lot of work to go, but I feel like we're on the right path. We keep working on our current targets. We currently have the new Accessibility, Inclusion and Employment Plan. We have currently 14% or so of our employees currently with disability, and we're aiming for 15% of that new plan. I reckon we can keep going beyond that and actually go further. By setting good targets and good KPIs to ensure that we're having an equal representation of people with disabilities in our workplace, we can be an industry leader and encourage other organisations to do the same.